The words are not the most important thing. The important thing is your attention. So we start with the pointing experiment, which directs attention. And it's a very simple thing, and it's really worth doing to the viewer, the listener, even though you might feel a bit silly doing something rather childlike. So you get your forefinger and you point at something in front of you, which directs your attention. And you notice you're pointing at a thing. I'm pointing at a cup on the desk. And just notice it's got shape, color, it's a thing. Now point at your other hand. Notice it's a thing. It's got shape, color, it's a thing. So you don't have to like it, you don't have to understand it, you're just seeing it. Now turn your finger around and point back at where others see your face. Now, do you see a thing there? I don't. I don't mean imagine, I don't mean remember, I don't mean rely on what others say, because they're not where you are. Only you are there. I see no face here, no thing here. If I was to put it into words as transparency, space. Now take your other hand and point out at the same time. So we call this two-way attention, one in, one out. And the second one is pointing at all those things in the world. And the first one is pointing at your no face. And this indicates that this empty space where you are isn't just empty, it's also full. So it's full of the scene. So that's the pointing experiment. And it just directs your attention like a laser beam to the place we're talking about. Now, when you're now looking out, we've got the idea of the two-way pointing attention into the nothing and out to the something. Just be aware now of what you're looking at from this nothingness. And you're seeing the visual field, the field of view. I'll just call it the view, I suppose, or the field of view. Now notice that it fades out all the way around. Now, if you look at an object in front of you, any object, it's got a boundary, and there's something all the way around that object. It's within an environment. Now be aware of the whole view, and be peripherally aware of the edge of the view, and it fades out. What does it fade out into? Is there anything around it?
Nothingness.
No, nothing. Nothing above it, nothing below it, nothing to the left. So it's not inside anything. Everything you look at within the view is within the environment, but the whole view. Now, there's another thing about this is that when you look at an object in front of you, you can say it's bigger or smaller than the object next to it. Size is relative, you see. Now look at your the whole view. How big is it? Well, there isn't a second to compare it with, is there? Oh. It's single. No, it's single. It's the most obvious thing. It is single. Single. So you can't say, I mean, how wide is it? Well, it's as wide as east is from west. You know, it just goes off into infinity. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in a half dome, like snow globe. You know, it's like this is my own personal snow globe.
Well,
and you can't see in it. You can't see in it. I can only see out of this snow globe.
Yes, exactly. I know, it's very mysterious. We've each got a different view out. You have direct experience of your view out, and you hear about the others. So you've described your view out a bit, you might do, and it's different from mine. But the nothingness, there's no labels on that to distinguish it, is there? It's just...
yeah. As you said, everything within your field of view or your view has color and shape, but when you actually look inward and look at what's going on inside your head, quote unquote, there's nothing there. I mean, there's literally nothing of any color, shape, size. Everything is apparently outside of your body, and you're just living in that environment. Which is just
and when you're talking now, your voice is coming out that nothingness, right?
Right.
Exactly.
So that means your thoughts, right? So even your thoughts,
yes,
your thoughts are out there. They're actually not in you.
That's right.
They're not at your center. They're not. They're out here. So even your thoughts are out in the world for your world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you're describing your experience now. You're not looking it up in a book. You're not asking a teacher. You're saying, yeah, my thought's coming up. In Zen Buddhism, they say mind comes out of no mind. Well, you've just put it in your words. You see, if you think of a blue elephant, right? Where did that thought come from? Well, it appears in
The
the
void.
never.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this void, although we might say it's nothing, is very creative. It's coming
Mm.
up with everything all the time. And you could say it's alive, it's awake, it's aware.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So another thing to note, you see, now as soon as you get the idea that this is exploring your own point of view, as opposed to what other people say that you are, which is valid from there, because we've been overlooking it, there's a tremendous amount to discover.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, everybody's been telling you that your thoughts are in your head and they come out of your brain, right?
Right.
Okay, you've got that. That has its use, obviously. But suddenly you look and you think, my thoughts are not in a head here. And they're coming out of this boundless awareness.